So, why am I trying to build a movie studio from the ground up? It's a really easy answer, and that is because I just got tired of waiting for things to happen. As a writer and a filmmaker, you write these stories and you want budgets, you want producers and investors and Hollywood agents to set you up and make your movie, and it does happen. It happens all the time, but it is rare, and more often than not, you sit around waiting and years go by and years go by, and then you get one actor who someone has heard of attached to a script, and years go by and nothing happens, and then you can blink your eyes and be like, wait, I'm not getting movies made, and I'm sitting around for the phone to ring. Even if you have an agent, sometimes they don't do anything, and a lot of times you just get stuck in this query. I'm gonna get my budget one day, I'm gonna make my movie, and you just perfect the script. And for me, and I did that, and I think maybe that everyone should, you have to exhaust the options and things before you can move on, because everyone's different. But for me, I just reached this point where, like, I was a writer, and I had gotten some movies made for like Peacock and a Hallmark movie and a Tubi horror movie. And it was just like, how many movies do I need to miraculously sell with years going on before someone gives me a budget to direct, before a Hollywood agent signs me? And then you just realize, wait, this may never happen. And so you can get paralyzed by that thought, or you can say, it's time to empower myself. It's time to make my own stuff. And that can also be humbling, because it's like, whoa, what can you do on your own? And it's like, oof, maybe I could put together a $500 feature. And I did. We made a black and white movie called Spiral, 51-minute feature, which I think the worst thing we did was make it 51 minutes because we couldn't get a distribution. And then, did it again with Down Below. And suddenly, by these crazy miracles, got Eric Roberts, got Doug Jones, Bai Ling, Alexis Knapp, Christopher Livingston for Mindhunter. I saw him in Mindhunter as the villain, Wayne Williams, and I wrote him like a letter or an Instagram letter, and he responded, and he liked my script, and he agreed to do it. And a lot of things, Doug was from a Twitter. I said, I gotta send you my script, and he's so busy and he said, I'm probably not gonna do it, but just loved it and responded to it. And he's like, all right, let's make it happen. And so many things, it's really easy to look from the outside and be like, oh, wow, like Down Below, you got a budget, The Weeping. It's like, no, I put these movies together. I found micro investors. I scoured and built them one scene at a time and stopped. Down Below took my brother and I 3.5 years to make because we just ran out of resources over and over again. But we were just like, hey, we're going to do what Nolan did with The Following and just shoot on weekends and just shoot until we finish it one day. And we're going to figure out how we're going to do this giant church set piece. And then just one day there was like the SAG strike was coming and locations were cheaper, and we got a church. And that to me is what it means to build your own movie studio. It's to be the person making the stuff, and it's to not wait. And look, I don't know. I just know that I hate waiting, and I hate sitting around and hoping for some sort of things to click that are outside of my control. The thing is, I can control finding a way to get no budget films made, super tiny budgets. And sometimes we got lucky, we built a slightly bigger budget out through, Twitter and random people. And that to me, doing things this way is the only reason I've now directed, I guess, 2 features and one, you could maybe call it a short feature. And I helped find my voice and things, and I'm still growing and learning. But had I just waited around for a production company to come, for an agent to respond to my query emails, or I don't think I would have made one film. And I don't think I would have gotten a script made either, because it's just how it is. And you can get angry at that and frustrated, and trust me, I've had my share of frustration at this industry, and frustration of feeling like you are doing high quality work and no one is reading your stuff, no one's watching your stuff, no one will take you on and help you, and you can see other people getting those things. But getting angry and pissed off, it doesn't change anything. And so to me, it's like the obvious thing is to like be your own studio, and that's what I'm doing. It's why am I holding this guitar? I don't know. I'm messing around. I'm noodling on the guitar, and so that is the genesis for what I'm doing with Worlds Apart. And it's raw and it's messy, and you learn on the go, and it's, you know, you don't have the backing of experienced veteran producers and money and marketing agencies. You have to get creative and clever, but I'm doing it, you know, and that I think to me is the thing. It's like, I just want to be doing it. And maybe this is what you're meant to do, is to just be the thing doing it and grinding it out. But I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm getting movies made. I'm finding a way. And I think that is just a great motto for not everyone, but for a lot of people who are like, hey, I just cannot sit around and wait anymore. And that's where Worlds Apart and me wanting to produce and direct came from. It came from like, I cannot handle this lack of control of things that I wish were different. And am I willing to go and make ultra low budget films and sometimes put my own money in, a lot of times, work all jobs and deal with the brutal frustrations of editing and working on the same film for years, but getting movies made. And so that's what we're doing over here. And so yeah, maybe this story resonates with you. Maybe you're just like, hey, I gotta do the same thing. I gotta make my movie. Or maybe you're like, hey, I really don't want to do that. I'm gonna wait it out as a writer, or I'm gonna wait as a director till I get my shot. And anything works, you know, whatever feels right for you is the best way, but that's just how we're doing it over here. So thank you for supporting. We're excited for The Weeping. Can't play a guitar, but I know a few chords. Thank you guys, and